Hello, and welcome to The Stories We Tell. My name is Brian Fish, and this is my presentation over those who have borne the battle. If you haven't been able to guess so far, I am former military, a veteran of the United States Air Force, served a little under 6 years, and have been to Afghanistan, South Korea, and Guam. I've told you all this just to give you a little bit of background as to why I chose what I chose. Because Lincoln and veterans share a very close tie thanks to the Civil War. The object itself is a small few square inches of red ribbon. It has gold border, gold print on it, and it depicts two soldiers shaking hands, both with missing limbs, and at the very bottom says only a few of us left. This was a Civil War veterans parade ribbon. They were worn by those few remaining veterans who had survived till old age, and if you look closely at the ribbon, you can actually still see pinholes from where it would have been pinned to jacket or shirt. Which brings us to the United States Civil War. Beginning in April of 1861, lasting all the way until 1865, this was America's bloodiest conflict to date, and tore this nation apart. It pitted brother against brother, neighbor against neighbor. I myself can actually look through my family history and find one of my great-great-great-grandfathers who split up the family because of his decision to fight for the South. As with every new war, there's always new munitions, and with this one came the particularly nasty mini ball. The mini ball was a soft lead high caliber round that moved slowly and deformed on impact. These rounds themselves, when put into a rifled barrel, could travel farther and more accurately than anything that had been produced before. These high caliber rounds with high density that deformed on impact created massive exit wounds and would shatter bone as soon as it touched it. And the problem being with shattered bone is that the technology at the time for the medical professionals was not up to par and could not restore them, creating a massive spike in amputations required within field hospitals. This created a massive spike in veterans with amputations who were sent home from battle, missing arms, legs, even double amputees, and created a nation that had lost many able-bodied men. By 1864, with the war still raging on, Lincoln had won his second term as president, and in 1865, on the steps of Congress, giving his second inaugural address, his speech laid the groundwork of what would eventually become Veterans Affairs. To care for him who shall have borne the battle, and for his widow and his orphan, to do all which may achieve and cherish a just and lasting peace among ourselves and with all nations. Lincoln's second inaugural address, March 4th, 1865. From this small quote grew the organization that became the Veterans Affairs Association. Before the Civil War, soldiers were only taken care of after the wars by their state or local governments, and maybe not even that. It was only a small charity. After Lincoln's address, Congress took it as a sign to actually nationally fund and preserve our nation's veterans, to care for those who had lost life or limb within the conflict, and to those who had lost loved ones, fathers, husbands, sons, to give them a sense of reassurance and security, and to let them know that this nation would not forget them.